This week has been a week of emotional ups and downs. There's been a whole lot going on in the world, and I have been trying to decide what I wanted to say or not say on the topic. So I have been praying, and I'm going to share with you kind of what has helped me this week. Some of you may know, and most of you probably don't know, that I had a sister that passed away, and we buried her and had her funeral on her 12th birthday. This was a long time ago, back in 2000, so 25 years ago. And over the years, I have gone through a lot of grief and a lot of healing, and how I process loss and how I process grief can be a little bit different because of my healing with the loss of my sister. Now, my sister was disabled. She couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't eat through her mouth, she had a G-tube, and she was fully dependent on everyone around her to take care of her. And so part of the healing process too was understanding how much better off she was in heaven, how much she didn't feel pain anymore, and how much she could run and dance and sing with the Lord, and all of that, which in that situation is great and helps a ton. But when you have somebody who isn't in that situation, it can be harder to wrap your head around. The last couple of months, we have been studying in our Bible study Psalm 23, and I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. And I think the timing of us doing this study has been amazing, and reading some of the nuances of what some of these things mean that I didn't realize how deep the meaning went. And I'm not going to go fully into it, but I will suggest a couple of books if you're interested in this study. So Psalms 23 is just 6 verses. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So the books we've been reading along with this, because this is probably one of the best known Psalms. It's read at funerals, and it's referenced all over the place. But we've been reading the Shepherd of Psalm 23 and the Lord of Psalm 23. And both of these books give kind of a deep and different perspective than I would have as a 43-year-old suburban mom trying to get into the homestead life. And I'm going to try to sum this up short because you don't need to sit here and listen to me on a super long video. But the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It shows us that we have a very attentive shepherd, somebody who is paying attention, who cares about us. And the books went in really deep on this, but it's that basic understanding of who our shepherd is. And that makes the next part possible. He makes me to lie down into green pastures. And sheep don't lay down unless they feel totally safe and secure. They're a prey animal. And for them to be able to lie down into a green pasture means that they feel at peace, that they are safe, that they don't feel like that they are going to be attacked, which is huge. And as a human, if we know who we're serving, who our shepherd is, who is taking care of us, it allows us to lay down and to rest. And to take in all that has been provided. The other thing that I found interesting was the leading me beside still waters, restoring the soul, leading me on the path of righteousness for his name's sake. The journey that shepherds would take is seasonal, and they would start in the valleys, and the farmhouse, and then they'd go through the valleys and they'd find the green pastures in those valleys, and there would be good water there. And then you'd have to go through rocky terrain and up hillsides and so forth to get back to those points where there is the good water. And so many times sheep are distracted by the nasty, dirty puddle instead of drinking from the clean water. And I'm really learning to follow the shepherd's direction on where we're supposed to go, where we're supposed to drink from. The other thing was that I found interesting is that sheep can get a lot of their water and can last longer without a water source if they rise early and eat the grass while the dew is still on it. And I find that super fascinating. If and it correlates with if we get up early and we are focused, if we are focused on our God and we are focused on his words and what he is providing us, the peace that he provides. And then the part of walking through the valley of the shadow of death and fearing no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Is the fact that it doesn't matter what we go through, what evil is surrounding us, what people are saying, what actions other people are taking, because in the end, we know who's walking beside us. We know that he is going to take care of us. And you have a shepherd who has a rod and a staff that is used for protection, that is used for gentle correction, for gentle care of taking care of the sheep. And how many circumstances do we go through in life where it feels like we are in a horrible area and we are emotionally going through it? We are going through all kinds of it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual valley of the shadow of death in our lives. But the fact that if we know who our shepherd is, back in verse 1, and we know and we can lay down in green pastures and we have that peace that he gives us, and we know that he is with us, we know that he is going to correct us when we need correcting, and he knows that he's going to protect us when we need protecting, which is where they comfort, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And then there's you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And he is preparing a table. He lavishes his goodness on us and wants good things for us, even in the presence of turmoil, even when there's hard things around us. It's not a matter of, we won and your enemies are going to watch. It is, he is going to be such a good God, and he wants to prepare for us, and he wants to serve us and give us what we need, even in the presence of our enemies. And when he anoints our head with oil, when that comes to sheep, it's to protect from disease and parasites and so forth. It also sometimes when you have rams and so forth is to protect you, to help you slide off from hurting other people or getting hurt yourself. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This doesn't mean that life is going to be perfect. This doesn't mean that everything around you is going to be shiny. It doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle. It just means if your heart perspective is one of peace, one of knowing who your shepherd is, that you know that goodness and mercy are going to follow you, because guess who's there with you? The shepherd. And he is going to take care of you, and that shepherd is Christ. And it doesn't matter how long I live on earth, how many days that is. He is still the one in control, and he is still the one guiding and taking care of. And then and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever is spending eternity, because this part on earth is such a small smidgen of time. Eternity is what is forever. Earth is such a small smidgen of time. This study has been so good for my heart right now. It has helped me in processing and dealing with a lot of this stuff going on. I'm telling you, social media is so rough right now. There are just people who are saying the most evil things, and then there are people who are being amazing and saying amazing things. And it is hard, and our hearts, I don't think, are meant to see all of this information all at the same time and to be bombarded with the horrible things. I saw a video on Facebook and I cannot get that out of my head. When things like this happen, when tragedies happen, whether it is a school shooting or someone being assassinated for free speech or their beliefs, or political murders, or whatever it is, loss is loss, and it can be hard to deal with. But when you have somebody that you can go to and dive into their word and have the Holy Spirit guide you and comfort you, it is life-changing. So if you are a Christian and you are struggling, get into your word. Find peace there. Get off of social media and find that peace and that healing there. If you are not a Christian, I wholeheartedly invite you to attend a church, to pick up a Bible, and to find Jesus, because he is where the peace is. He is where, even it doesn't matter all these things that are going on, he is good. And just like we can see right now, he can turn something so horrible into something that can be bigger than that, that can be amazing. And legacies live on, because, like in Charlie Kirk's case, it's not Charlie Kirk's legacy that's living on, it's Christ in Charlie Kirk that is living on. And that is what people are seeing and remembering, which I hope is what we all are seen and remembered for. If this helps even one person, it was worth sharing. I wish you guys the best, and we'll see you on the next video.